Hey girl, hey. Hey boys, hey. Welcome back to my channel. It's Mama Beauties here. Welcome everyone. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Hit that like button if you're a regular. If you're a troll, hit the dislike button. Anyway, I hope everyone's 2020 is going so well. Yes, we did see that, Sean King. They found, bless, I like to give a little bit of time before I report on this. So I was going to report on it on What's Up Wednesday, because that's when I give on the updates. But yes, they did find her, bless her heart, Peyton. And she was the girl that I told you guys that left the bar with two gentlemen, and she was texting her friend saying that she didn't know where she was, she didn't know who she was with, and she thought she was in trouble. And her brother had said that she was a tough girl, that she could defend herself, and that she could handle her own. And he was very concerned that that text was sent out, because he said that that just wasn't like her. And they found her body in a shallow grave behind a house. And I just wanted to give the families a little bit of time to grieve, but you guys deserve to know, those of you that don't know, that it was sad. That's why you do not, bless. And she never asked for this, but it makes you think about all the times you may have left a bar and went somewhere. And I've drug a friend along. Like, I've been the ones, my friends like, no, we don't know them, we don't need to go. And I'm like, we're okay, come on girl, don't be a party pooper, don't be a buzzkill. And I could have gotten us killed. And it's a reality check. And I've told all of my subscribers before that when we owned a bar, me and my ex-husband, that this lady was an off-duty police officer from Florida, and she was in Colorado in Boulder vacationing, and she came to our bar, and she came in sober, and after one drink she was just sloppy drunk. I noticed her in the bathroom, and so did the bouncers, and so did my husband. And so the bouncer went up to this guy that was getting ready to take her out of the bar and said, hey, do you know this girl? We didn't see you come in with her. And he goes, oh yeah, I know her. And she was almost incoherent, and he was holding her over his shoulder. And they said, okay, if you know her, what's her name? And immediately when they asked that dude what her name was, he dropped her arm and she fell because she could barely walk, and he ran out the door. So the next day, that off-duty officer was like, thank you so much. And you just never know. You just never know. And God rest that baby girl's soul that happened. But I just want to let everybody know that this is a place that we do not hate. We participate, we articulate, we speculate, and sometimes if you don't act right, we have to regulate. This is not a place we're going to spill tea, where we're going to throw dirt, or we're going to cast shade. This is 2020, and we're going to uplift each other, and we're going to keep our chins up, and we're just going to keep it moving. So I'm so happy, this little community that we have here. And we have a special guest tonight. It's Brandy. We all know her from the chat. She is a no-nonsense girl. I love Brandy. She has been with me from the beginning. We've emailed each other. And she has a special story she's going to share with us. The only thing I really know about Brandy that I can share before she pops up here on the stream with us is that she was everything was healthy in her life before 2004. And I'll let you share I'll let her share what happened at that point. And we both have in common, our sons both are just very energetic young men. Mine's a little bit younger, but we relate on that aspect as well. And I just think she's a really cool, down-to-earth girl and very relatable. She is starting a blog about like mom stuff, things that we all can relate to. And she's doing it mom life stuff and true crime. So I bet it's going to be amazing. Hey, Foxglove, it's been a while, sister. Hi, Miss T. Is Daisy Rage? Isn't that Brandy? Isn't that Brandy? My pinup name is Vanna D, you guys. So that's really cool. That's another thing we have in common is the pinup stuff. Is we both did pinup stuff, and I still do it sometimes. She probably does too. I mean, you're never too old to dress up in old school outfit and take pictures. I love pinup stuff. And my friend actually locally, one of my very best friends, the one I went to visit last night, she cooked me tacos. I hadn't seen her in a while. Her kids played with mine. It was wonderful. And she does pictures. She like sells portfolios where she puts you in 3 pinup outfits, gives you this slew of pictures, and she does your hair, your makeup. She has all the clothes, the shoes, everything. She is a pro at pinup pictures and like boudoir, however you say that word, pictures. She's really, really good. So email me if any locals are interested in doing that. She is phenomenal. Burlesque, yes. You stop, Foxglove. You were not the clown. Hi, Cassie. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, everybody. So, how has it been on YouTube land? I have been trying to take some time off I know you're for real. I knew you were for real. Foxglove. You're too funny. I've been trying to spend some time with my family and take a day off through the week from YouTube. So I am always going to take either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday off for my family. That's still 6 days of posting unless I'm sick or busy. So that is going to be my promise to you. We're always going to do our True Crime Tuesday and True Crime Thursday. That's when I report on new cases and new things that are happening. What's Up Wednesday will be when I update you. That way, there's plenty of YouTubers updating like the minute it happens. And I don't mind to tell you guys when somebody's missing or we're worried about somebody, but I don't want to be the first to tell somebody died. All right, Brandy's here, you guys. I hope you're ready. Let me change it to 2.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Brandy.
Hey. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey. All right. Oh, no, there's an echo. How do we fix that?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you guys hear an echo? Well, I'll just go ahead and let you tell your story, and starting from what happened to you in 2004 and however you want to share, and I will listen. Uh-oh. We lost her. What happened? No. Here she is. She's back. Let's try it again. Let me put the 2 screens on first and then bring her in. You're back.
Sorry about that. I clicked the wrong button.
It's okay. All right. Well, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your blog and then tell us a little bit about your survivor story.
Okay. So back in 2004, I'll tell my survivor story first. Okay. Back in 2004, I got viral meningitis. I was in the hospital for 3 months. And then I had another 3 months of physical therapy because I was so weak I couldn't do anything. And that was pretty tough. And I think that's what killed my immune system. I had my first son in 2006 and my second son in 2008. And in 2009, I ended up with cervical cancer. I went to get surgery to take that out. And when I went for my 6-week checkup, they found that it had spread. So I had to have another surgery on top of that, which I'm traumatized by everything I've had to go through. they took everything out except for an ovary because I was so young. They didn't want to leave me with nothing. I seemed to be doing pretty good for the most part, and I ended up getting sick again. And I had endometriosis, which is completely painful, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But it kept getting worse and worse. So when I went in, they actually found a spot of cancer on my ovary. And also a huge, like, grapefruit sized mass under my diaphragm. So they had to take all of that out.
When was that? What year was that?
I think that was, let's see, 2011 to 2012, I want to say. And so that seemed to help. I was breathing better. I felt pretty good. I felt like I was, finally getting a handle on everything. And then in 2016, I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia and osteoarthritis in my back. And so that sucked. Sucked again. Yeah. And just recently last January, it's been a year now.
What's the treatment on the fibromyalgia and your back? What did they do for you? Is there anything they could do?
Not really. I go in and I'm able to get injections into my back to kind of help with that. And so that hurts. I can do that every 3 months. They said that I could go through and have surgery, but that kind of scares me.
My godfather is going through the same thing right now. He's getting those shots you're talking about in his back. But they recommend the surgery as well, and he has been putting it off. Why is that?
Because something bad could happen and you end up paralyzed. It's just scary because it's surgery on your back.
Yeah. That makes sense now.
Yeah. So, that's terrifying. I would rather go in and get the shots every 3 months for the rest of my life if I have to.
Makes sense.
As far as the medication for fibromyalgia, it's basically like pain meds and just stuff to make you feel comfortable. Like they put me on gabapentin, they put me on tramadol. I mean, just stuff to make me feel comfortable, especially because mine is affected by the weather. And I live in Colorado. Well, I used to live in Colorado and now I live in Utah. And as everybody knows, it's really snowy over here.
Yeah.
So it's really messes with it. And just this past January is when I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And when I got that diagnosis, I cried and I hated everybody. I even hated God. I figured, I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. And then to get diagnosed with something that I'm never going to get rid of. And now I'm even a year later, I've had seizures. My medication, we keep having to tweak my medication. I was able to get on pills before. I was getting shots every day to slow down the progression. And my son, he's so cute. He wants to be a doctor when he grows up, transplant surgeon. And he was actually excited to give me my shots. But I started getting like lumps and things like on my legs and my arms where I was giving me my shots. And so I'd had enough. I had been doing that for, almost a year. And I was done doing that every single day.
So now you just toughen it up. What are you doing now instead?
They're giving me a pill form of And it's still kind of experimental in a way. The other like oral medications, some of them cause cancer, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to go down that road again. So it's been tough trying to figure out what I can get on to make me comfortable. Like, I am in a constant state of pain every day. I just suck it up unless I'm having a really bad day, and I feel bad for my kids too. I'm
I
having
was
a really
going to
bad
say
day.
that. You're being a mom during all of this too.
A full-time single mom.
Mm.
Like, I can't even work right now. My mom is working to support me and my kids because with my seizures, until I get those under control, I can't really hold down a job right now, you know?
Yeah.
And so and they're older, so I'm really lucky. And unfortunately, my kids only know me sick,
Bless.
you know?
Mhm.
So
It's tough.
if I feel like really bad that they've had to go through all that, you know, and they take care of me so well though. I mean, they're such good boys, but it's not, you know, I feel bad because it's not fair to them, or, you know, they want to go do something and mommy has to lay in bed all day because I just can't get out of bed, you know, and I had to talk to the school and let them know there's going to be days where they're not going to come because I can't take them to school, you know, or I'm going to get them early because I'm having a really bad day and I can't wait till the end of the day to pick them up, you know? Yeah. So being a mom and being this sick really sucks, but I'm optimistic because, you know, before when I got diagnosed, I was having to use my walker. My mom got me like a really nice walker because I'm spoiled. I'm an only child. And now I haven't had to use it really. You know, so I'm hoping, you know, everybody's different with this disease, but I'm kind of hoping that if I stay positive, it'll slow it down enough to where I can actually enjoy my life.
And that's the survivor in you.
Yeah. When I first got diagnosed though, I don't know about any of the rest of you guys, but when you think of multiple sclerosis, do you think of Annette Funicello, the Mouseketeer? Like, she had it so bad, she was in a wheelchair and could barely even talk, and that's what terrified me. I was, you know, I can't, my boys are still young. My oldest is 13, so I can't imagine myself having to be in a wheelchair to try and take care of them.
Right. They're saying if you mute YouTube, we can get rid of the echo.
Oh, I don't even hear.
It's do you have the YouTube app open?
I just clicked on the link and you're on my phone.
Okay, well, mute the YouTube, and they said it'll get rid of the echo, but it's okay if not. I'll just not talk when you're talking.
Oh, I can't mute it on my phone. I'm sorry.
Okay, you're fine. Wow, I'm so proud of you, girl.
Thank you. I'm trying, you know. I just feel bad for my kids because they, you know, they have to deal with it.
You didn't ask for this.
Oh, I didn't ask for any of it. My mom, she really thinks that the viral meningitis killed my immune system, and that is what started everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I used to try to make light of it, like when I first got diagnosed, because my grandma, she's old. Well, she's passed now, but you know, she's my best friend, and you know, I used to try and tell her that it was cooter cancer to try and make light of it. And she was cute because she would, when I talked to her on the phone, she would ask me, you know, how are you doing with that cooter cancer? So, yeah,
I joke too soon like that too. It's just our personalities.
mm-hmm. I mean, I know it's serious, but it keeps me from crying. Like, you know, sometimes I just want to break down and just cry all day, and that doesn't solve anything. And, you know, especially when I'm having bad days and my poor kids have to deal with it, I cry myself to sleep, you know, or I cry in the shower because I just wish I could, you know, be better for them.
Well, the thing with that is, sister, is that you will be. You're looking forward to the future. I'm sorry about the echo, you guys. We'll figure it out later. What do you mean? I'm trying to teach you how to do this, and I wanted to give you some uplifting words, but the echo is horrid.
Yeah, it won't let me mute anything on my phone.
They're saying it's me. So if I put in headphones, it would work. I have headphones I can go get. Yes, read the chat, Brandy. They're telling you what I would tell you. So read the chat right now, and I'll figure out the echo.
Oh, thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. Yeah, it's not fun, but you know, being in this chat and being around you guys has helped me so much because you all are like an inspiration to me as well. I mean, I know we all come from different backgrounds, and you know, I have a chronic illness, and some of you guys are, you know, recovering from alcohol and drugs and domestic violence and things. And you know, I didn't think that I had a lot to like offer you guys, but you know, talking to mama, she told me, you know, come in and share about your illnesses and just kind of show people, you know, that you're surviving this. And it's, you know, along the same lines as you guys surviving your addictions, you know.
Agreed. Can you hear me?
Yes.
The chat fixed it. There's no echo. It fixed it when I got headphones. Oh, no, it didn't. Darn it.
They're saying I need headphones too, but I don't know where mine are. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
If I come on again, I'll make sure to have some.
Just turn up my mic. AJ's trying to help. She's a pro. Just.
But
share about your blog, sister.
Yes, I started my blog, and I shared my first true crime story. It's about Harley Dilly, and he's a 14-year-old YouTuber that has gone missing. If you go down this rabbit hole, it is insane. All the things that are going on the case right now. I actually stumbled upon it through Critical K. And she had a YouTube, or not a YouTube, she has a Facebook group that I went into, and those people are catty, just so you guys know. Her minions are catty, but I got a lot of information from there. The mom is just so weird, and she's all about like, and I'm sick too, but you know, if my kid was missing, I would go to the depths of hell to look for my kid. You know, I wouldn't have waited 41 hours to report my child missing either. She cries about her health. She cries about, oh, me, and not really saying, you know, Harley, please come home, you know. it's like a really sad story. So if you guys want to go to my blog and read about it, it's, you know, hopefully we can find him, you know. He did do a YouTube video about Itika. If you guys know who Itika is, he was a YouTuber like for the gaming community, and he committed suicide. He uploaded a video of him walking to the Manhattan Bridge and left his stuff on the bridge, and a day and a half later they fished him out of the East River. And Harley, you can tell in his video he identifies with him. And so it's kind of scary to think that maybe he self-harmed. You know, his home life was just terrible. You can hear in some of his videos, and he is amazing. He's an amazing creator. I mean, he's a kid, but he's going to go far. But you can hear, like, in the background, like his dad screaming at his adopted brother. And he's only 4 years old. And actually, that's his sister's child that they adopted. You can hear him saying stuff like, "I'm going to beat your ass." Like, it's just horrific. But if you can, you know, hashtag pray for Harley, and let's see if we can't bring this little guy home. It's just so sad.
Oh, definitely. I'll do a whole video on him.
And I also have a Facebook page, and I've been putting updates on there. There was one news interview that the mom did just recently, like a few days ago. And she, on there, she said, because this happened December 20th is when he went missing. She said that morning that she talked to him but didn't see him. I don't know. I mean, that doesn't even make any sense. The cops, if you go to the Port Clinton police website, they say some really weird things. Like, there was a message that they put up saying that they read all the comments and to leave the family alone. And it's just so weird, this case. You guys should really check it out. He has 2 YouTube channels. One of them is the Harley Dilly. That's his old one. And then he created a new one that's Harley Dilly 2.0. And you can see he's like very, very creative, and he's got a big heart, you know. So that's one of the true crime cases that I followed. I'm going to upload another post today about motherhood, which should be fun. Being a mom of 2 boys. So, and, you know, just kind of doing my thing, trying to keep busy and just do something fun.
And the links to those are down below.
Thank you so much, Mama.
You're welcome, honey. I'll get it fixed for next time. I promise.
Oh, I think if I have the headphones, it'll fix it.
Okay. Well, then you guys taught me something. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions for me or anything? Let's see. I'm going to look at chat, so give me just a second.
Take as much time. It's just weird because there wasn't an echo when Becca did it. You didn't have earphones.
Oh, Jesse. My oldest could ride the bus to and from school, but my youngest, for whatever reason, the bus doesn't come over this way. And to be completely honest, I've had some issues with like daycares and things with my kids. And so I don't trust a whole lot of people with my kids. You know, I could probably, you know, my neighbor could probably take them to school, but I'm very protective of these guys.
That's a good thing.
And thank you guys so much for your positive vibes and encouraging words. That does mean a lot to me. and Chronic Life. I am in awe of you for everything that you go through. And, you know, whether you believe it or not, you give me a lot of strength. Because, you know, you can go through all these surgeries and all this stuff, and you're still so positive and still so amazing. And, you know, I'm like, if she can do it, I can do it. You know, I can be more positive about things, and I can, you know, pick myself up and not feel sorry for myself. You know, I did go through a phase where I did feel sorry for myself, you know, but you give me a lot of strength. So I just want you to know that too.
I second what she said about Chronic.
Well, she is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she should be an inspiration to everybody.
Yep. She could be a motivational speaker.
Oh, she could be anything. I mean, like I said, she's given me strength. Just having her, you know, in the chat and being able to talk to her and knowing her story or some of her story, you know, her medical issues and things. And it's just, she's very uplifting.
Mm-hmm. Both of you guys should be touching the world, and you're both staying positive. I'm in awe.
Well, thank you. Like I said, it's Chronic that has got me positive. she definitely has, you know, and all you guys too. I love our little community that we have together and how we uplift each other and how we're there for each other. No other YouTube channels are like this. And so that's, you know, that says a lot about Mama as well. You know, she created this group of a bunch of amazing people that, you know, we're drama free. We just, you know, we're there for each other and we talk true crime, and, you know, this is an awesome channel. And, you know, honestly, I don't want it to get too big.
Me either.
The bigger it gets, the more drama is going to come. And unfortunately, trolls are going to be everywhere. But, you know, I still think that we have a good group.
Me too.
And I love all of you guys. You guys all give me strength.
We love you.
Well, thank you. So, anything else that anybody wants to know or talk about with me before I let Mama do her thing?
Miss T. Awesome.
Oh, I see that. No, my baby daddy is not in the picture. He's not good for him, and the boys really don't want to see him. So,
and I second that.
Yeah. I have full custody, and it's just me, my mom, and my kids right now. So, and it's, you know, it's for the best. I mean, you know, my boys are happy. Yes, Julie, I have some amazing doctors. Unfortunately, I have a ton of doctors. You know, you have to have a neurologist, a pain doctor, you know, a cancer doctor, a regular doctor, you know, I have a ton of doctors. Yes, Jesse. That is true. I just have a hard time trusting people with my kids. They are everything to me. I wasn't supposed to have kids. The doctors told me not to because I had been sick, and I went against medical advice and had them anyway. And I almost died having Xavier, my little one. And so they're my gift. They're my whole life. So I guess you can call me a helicopter mom. I am all up in their business, and I'm very protective.
I love it.
You know, Lola's mom, I've heard about that. And it, you know, to find out about the immune system, but I'm not sure if I want another doctor. I've had too many doctors. So I'm just kind of, going through what I need to go through. Unfortunately, with my cancer, I still have to get it checked every 6 months. But since I'm pretty much gutted, if it does come back, unfortunately, it's going to be really bad. So, I do keep an eye on that, but it still scares me every time I have to go in and do blood work. Yeah, but the regular meningitis ain't, it's bad, but it's not too bad. And actually, I was living in Minnesota when I got viral meningitis, and I was the only one in the state of Minnesota who caught it. So I don't even know where I got it. And I was working, as a nurse at a nursing home, and I was so scared that I gave it to all my residents, and they all tested negative for it. So I don't know where I contracted it.
Maybe from someone that had passed.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm like a germaphobe now. Like when I go to the store, because I had gone to the store the day before I got sick, and so I wipe my carts down. It's terrible, but I am so scared. And the thing with viral meningitis, which is even more scary, is it never leaves your system. Like it could come back at any time. Like it's still dormant in your system. I had to get shots when I had my kids to make sure I didn't pass it to them when I gave birth to them. So it's pretty scary stuff. Oh, Julie, I'm sorry your son had to be in chemotherapy. That's so heartbreaking.
How is he now, Julie?
Oh, yeah. And Julie said that around a lot of people, her son got viral meningitis. See, and it's weird when you're the only one tested positive in the county or the state, because it's like, where did I get it? Like, where was it for you to, get so sick? And that, I mean, I was screaming for morphine because it hurt so bad.
For the whole 3 months?
Oh yeah. And being so weak, you couldn't keep your head up. For the first month, it was hard for me to even suck on an ice chip. I had to have IVs to nourish me because I couldn't keep anything down. And then, being so weak, I had to relearn pretty much how to walk because my legs were just so wobbly. My arms, it was hard for me to even feed myself. It was terrible, and it was very scary. Oh, he was a year old. I'm so sorry, Julie. Is he in remission? Is he doing okay? Oh, thank you, Miss T. I try, to be strong for these guys.
And you're doing an excellent job.
Thank you, Mama. I'm not by any means or stretch of the imagination a perfect parent, but I try and have a very good relationship with them and be able to talk to them about, anything that's going on with them. Thank you, Lois' mom.
I think Rebecca's question is viral meningitis something people carry and not get sick from it?
Oh, maybe that's what happened. Let me see here. Jesse, do you have any idea what's causing some of it? I have no idea. Some of us just have worse immune systems than anybody else. I mean, when I was 17, I had to have my tonsils taken out because I had bronchitis so bad. And so, I mean, some of us are worse off than others. May know because I had viral meningitis before I had MS. Hey, Save Robbie. Oh, wow. At 10, chronic? That would have been terrible at 10. So you know how bad you have a headache, your world is spinning, you can't keep anything down, you're in tremendous pain, you can't sleep, you can't get comfortable. My veins actually, they were so hard to get into, they actually had to put the IV on the top of my hand. And that really sucks, guys. Don't ever let anybody do that.
Yeah, I bruised really bad on that.
Oh, yeah. And it blows out your veins too.
It shot out and everything. You had to redo it. It was very traumatizing.
Oh yeah. Misty. With my baby's daddy, when I decided to leave him, he actually pulled a knife on me while I was holding my youngest and told me that I wasn't going to leave with my kids. And then he was such an idiot. When I was packing my stuff, he actually helped me take it to a storage shed. And then I turned around and jumped on a plane and came back home to Colorado, where I'm from, and got away from him and haven't seen him, and the boys haven't seen him since. And Xavier was about 8 months old when I left him. That's true, Rebecca. Maybe that's what happened. They were just carrying it, and I caught it.
And maybe they passed away, so they didn't get tested when everyone else did.
You know, and that's true. I had 2 residents that passed the week before I got sick too. So that's a very good point, Mama. Yeah, see, chronic, that's probably why we're always so sick, is that viral meningitis. And those migraines are so terrible. Oh, you're in Denver? Save Robbie? I used to live in Golden, and I'm from Bennett. But I'm living in Utah now. Yes, Miss T, I had to get out of there. I was with him for 4.5 years, and I had to go.
And she never looked back.
Nope. And, you know, as much as I can't stand him, I don't regret the relationship because I wouldn't have my boys. And I wouldn't change that for anything. And even though I was told not to do it, I wanted to have kids. So I went ahead and did it.
No regret.
Oh, Rebecca, you should see Colorado. It is beautiful. Save Robbie can say.
Me too.
Denver, born and raised. Yep, 100% Colorado. Are you a Bronco fan?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Orange and blue.
I don't know if Save Robbie is, though.
The guy I'm seeing, he's Kansas City, and Denver don't get along.
No.
And so,
or the Raiders.
You know, but the Raiders have been doing good. So it's kind of weird. And we've been doing terrible. So it's like we're the Raiders 2.0. But do you have any other questions or anything, Mama?
No, I'm afraid of the echo. So wait, did it stop?
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, they say that children and people with autism or AKA Asperger's have autoimmune diseases. And also, my friend went to the hospital for rheumatic fever, and it turned into RA, and he's been in a wheelchair ever since and can't walk. He's had to have neck surgery, ankle surgeries. And so I just wish that there was more funding for these kind of things, so we were more educated on this, because everybody's always a medical mystery, you know, there's never any like definitive answers.
Exactly. And everybody's different too. I mean, you can't just put everybody in a box like everybody with Asperger's act this way or everybody with MS acts this way. It's person to person, and that's what makes it kind of scary, because you don't know what's ahead, because you know you're so different.
And even as far as medication goes, it's a case-by-case thing. You can't just lump everybody together and say medication is great for everyone, because it depends on the child or the adult or whatever, because some people are very sensitive to medicines and they're too much for them.
Oh yeah.
So
I was sick for an entire year before they found my cancer, and I kept telling them that there was something wrong. Like, I knew my body and I knew something was wrong. And I went to about 10 doctors, and they actually even took my gallbladder out to try and make me feel better. So, you know, I was on pain meds. I have like a high tolerance now because of, you know, everything I had been through. And then they finally found it, you know, but it was a year before we figured out what was going on with me.
Well, I'm just proud of you. I'm proud of you sharing your story. I'm proud of how far you came, your positive outlook, and just your blog too. I mean, you go, girl.
Thank you. Well, you kind of inspired me to go ahead and do. I had a blog before, but I didn't really pay much attention to it. But seeing you, you know, starting this channel and hearing, you know, you went out of your comfort zone and you decided to try and do this inspired me to be like, you know what, I should get back to my blog. You know, I was happy doing that. And, you know, you get a bunch of free stuff too, just so you guys know, to be able to review. And so I was like, you know, I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to have fun with it this time.
Oh, that's great, girl. That is awesome. And, you know, other women inspired me too, you guys. Critical K, J is for Justice, even though they did not like me, they did inspire me. Leslie Bass, even without a crystal ball. I mean, these women I saw doing this, and I was like, I can do this too. So if I'm inspiring people, I think that's great.
Oh yeah, you definitely are. Yeah, Miss T, they tested me for everything. Like, I had MRIs, I had blood work done, I had CAT scans, I had everything. And they kept telling me, there's nothing wrong. We can't find anything. And I'm like, there is something going on. Like, I can feel it. And there's something weird in my body that's not supposed to be there. So I know. And at first I was scared I had viral meningitis again. You know, I thought it came back, and I was like horrified. I'm like traumatized by that whole thing, you know, getting it back or, you know, whatever. I am really scared.
I bet.
Let's see the medical. If they listen to us, and
that's heartbreaking.
And, you know, and that's true. Chronic. I worked in a nursing home with Alzheimer's patients for 12 years. I've been in the medical field. I went to school I wanted to be a flight nurse, an RN flight nurse. And then I got pregnant with my oldest, and that kind of fizzled away. I'm like 2 semesters away from having my RN. And I just, right now, I can't even go back to school. I mean, I wouldn't be that great of a nurse being this sick. But yeah, it's frustrating, you know, and you go in there and the doctors treat you like you're dumb, you know, and it's like, I I've been in the medical field. You don't need to dumb it down for me. And I know what my stats are supposed to be. I know what everything's supposed to be. And you guys are not helping.
I'm live.
Oh yeah, Peggy, everybody has something to say. And it's weird because when I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia, both my aunts have it. And not a lot of people really believe that it's a disease, like it's an illness. And so it was kind of like all in my head. And, it was kind of funny because when I got diagnosed with MS, it really was all in my head. But when you tell them you have multiple sclerosis, that's when they take you seriously. But when you say you have fibromyalgia, a lot of people don't believe you, They're like, oh, you're just lazy, or, you can do it if you really want to. And it's, it's a debilitating, you know what I'm trying to say, right, Mama? Debilitating, there we go, disease. When you're down, you can't move, you can't do anything. Oh, Jackie, that's scary. A kidney transplant? Oh, any kind of surgery is scary. I think the only advice that actually helped me was the injections into my back. But it's just like people who try and tell you about how to parent. They irritate me too. And especially if they don't have kids. It's like, really? How about you spend a day with my 2 kids and then you come back and tell me? It's the same kind of thing when you're sick. Everybody thinks they know what's going on when they don't. And, I understand that some of them are trying to be helpful, but it kind of comes off as condescending, and it angers people. I don't know if chronic deals with the same thing I do, but it's just like, I have doctors, I have talked to them, nothing you're saying to me is anything new that I haven't already thought of or heard. Yeah, see, Susie, I believe you have fibromyalgia, and that's right. People just don't get it. They just don't believe it's real or something. I don't know.
That's sad.
A chicken foot under your pillow. People are crazy, see, Peggy? Well, see, and that's the thing too, Linda, is my mom is a heavy equipment operator. She runs a scraper. She's been doing it my whole life. Like, my mom is a badass. And when I have my down days, she wants me to be as strong as her, and she doesn't realize I'm trying to. And, it kind of, it makes me angry and sad that sometimes she doesn't get it. It's like, you don't know, I'm in pain all the time, and I put on a brave face and I suck it up most days,
Give her 10 more years, she'll get it.
Yeah, I was diagnosed with depression, and I had to be on medication, and it took her a while to come to terms with the fact that I had to be on medication. She's like, you just need to, get more sun. You need to, think positive. And it's like that, that doesn't work. Sometimes you have a imbalance in your brain, and you just need to have a medication to fix it.
Absolutely. You don't know how many old timers tell me Gage is just a normal boy.
Well, and I'm sure, Mama, you can tell there's something off. Like with my oldest, he has ADHD, and I knew there was something wrong with him, you know?
Well, I should say normal. They are normal. They're all normal. I guess people try to tell me that he doesn't have smartism, is what I call autism. Because old timers don't get it. They didn't have it back in the day.
Miss T, they don't really have a test for fibro. That's kind of like a last resort when they don't know what else to diagnose you with. They believe you have pain and they believe something's wrong, but they just don't know what it is. And so they kind of throw, you have fibromyalgia. You know, my neurologist said I could have had MS this whole time and they, you know, just diagnosed me with fibromyalgia, but I know I still have it because in the wintertime, like when there's a snowstorm, I get to feeling icky. You know, my fibro kicks in and then it causes my MS to give me seizures. So, you know, when there's a snowstorm, it's always fun.
Bless.
Wow, everybody has such great comments.
Mm-hmm. Oh, chronic.
I know, poor
That's
Connie.
sad. It's considered a junk diagnosis.
That's usually what they say because, like I said, they believe that there's something wrong with you, but they just don't know what it is. So they just kind of throw out, well, I guess you have fibro. So, I mean, everybody diagnosed with fibro actually does have something going on with them. It's just the doctors don't know what it is.
Mm.
Yeah, when I went in for my MS diagnosis, I felt like I was having a stroke. And I was terrified. And my mom took me to the emergency room and they gave me steroids. Okay. And 3 days later, I felt like I was having a stroke again. And they finally did the MRI and the doctor came in and he told me I had to go see a neurologist because there were spots on my brain that he was concerned about. And that's when they finally was able to diagnose me with MS. But when they did all the tests for them to diagnose me with fibromyalgia, they never did an MRI. And I think if they did, they would have seen the spots.
Mm.
And luckily, when I was diagnosed, I only had one lesion. In a year, now I have 2 lesions, but sometimes I drop things, which is frustrating. And sometimes I try to find a word and I can't think of the word, or I say the wrong word, and it's so frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Chronic, I will give you my email address. I can give everybody it. It's daisyserenity@gmail.com.
I'll type it. Like that? Hold on.
Yes, that's my email. And then just put your name in the subject line so I know who you are. That way, if you do land up in my spam folder, I can get you out of there and I know who you are. Yes, Miss T, me too. But like I said, they're still tweaking my meds. So, eventually I will be good to go. My real name is Brandy. My pinup name was Daisy. Because like Mama, I did pinup too.
Yeah. Yes, she does have a lovely voice.
Oh, thank you. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and hop off and let Mama get her channel back.
You're fine, sister. We have enjoyed you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, Miss T. I'm still in that. The shots were helping. I felt like, but I didn't want to keep doing those every single day. Pinup is, well, it's where you dress up 1950s style, and you get pictures taken, and you go to car shows and things like that, and take pictures.
I'll grab a picture. Hold on.
Okay. I did rockabilly. That's why my blog is named Rockabilly Mom. The 1950s, but it's more like greaser kind. Where the regular pinup, you don't, you try and hide all of your bobby pins and things like that. And rockabilly, it's just like, just throw your hair up and just have fun. I had to rotate my shots, Sarah. Both legs, both hips, stomach, and both arms.
Pinup. That's
Yeah, isn't that
pinup?
Oh yeah, that car is sweet.
Thank you. And yes, that's me.
So
that's the kind of pictures my friend does.
Oh yeah, I've got a friend that does photography too. And it's so much fun, right, Mama?
Mm-hmm.
Just to get up all pretty, and it doesn't even matter your body type.
Nope. She
every
likes
woman
more curves. She
Oh, yeah.
prefers more curves.
Definitely. Yeah, I had to rotate between those. So for a week, because that's 7 areas, and then I would have to start all over the next week.
Wow.
No, not my neck. And it had to be in the muscle. And they were, it was really picky. It had to be 2 inches away from my belly button in all directions, and a hand away from my knee. And sometimes it would blow up, like the saline or whatever was in that shot, the medicine, it would get like underneath my skin and it would hurt. So I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore, because that was just, it got to be too much.
Torture.
Yeah, now hopefully some of you guys will feel comfortable enough to come on and share your stories. So that we all can hear, and sharing our stories, especially being able to talk about it instead of typing it out, we can understand each other better and really be there for each other, knowing what everybody's going through. And it is therapeutic, Mama. It feels good to be able to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm glad. That makes me happy.
Yes. Miss T, what is she trying to say?
I'm not sure.
Thank you for being here and listening, Susie. Yes, Peggy. And I know that some of us do have chronic illnesses, so that kind of helps too. To be able to share that similarity with, others that understand, my bad days and things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, during my injections. My boys, they didn't, they gave me my shot, but they didn't. Sometimes it was hard for me to walk and move after. Brandy.
Are you okay, Jackie?
Yeah, and when you get diagnosed with something like that, you definitely want to get several opinions.
Agreed.
Because it's serious. It's scary.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
I lucked out with an amazing neurologist. But thank you all for listening to my story and being there for me.
Thank you for sharing.
Of course. I can't believe I've been on for like an hour. That's crazy.
Because we enjoy it and it's bringing awareness. I love that.
Yeah, and that way people can, you guys can reach out to me if you feel like there's something going on with you guys and you have questions, how it came about, or everybody is different, but that way you're not alone.
Mm-hmm. And that's her email on the screen.
Yes. Yeah, Peggy, rheumatologists are insane. Actually, with my osteoarthritis, I actually go to a pain doctor, and they seem to know more than a rheumatologist.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, I ended up in it with the pain doctor. They can, monitor your pain meds and also give you the injections if you need them. So I found that was better than a rheumatologist. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. But I'll go ahead. I'll get off. You guys have a wonderful day. And thank you so much, Mama, for letting me come on.
Of course, honey. Have a blessed night.
You too. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, I'm taking the headset off.
Okay, now can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Ooh, that thing tore up my hair. All right, so we'll have to work on that next time. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, good. All right. First of all, I want to say all the stuff that I didn't get to say while she was on. Wow. What an amazing journey that she has been on and survived through. She didn't even have her children until after she got sick. So those are some miracle babies, right? And to have precious little boys that are all about taking care of their mama, she's doing something right. You know what I mean? On top of being in excruciating pain, in and out of the hospital, she is raising these fine young men that are taking care of their mama. And I didn't really want to share her DV story, her domestic violence story, but until she did, because she had told me this in an email, and she had said that she'd never been a victim of domestic violence, that she'd only had a knife held to her throat when she was trying to leave her husband. And that was a victim of domestic violence. Even though he did not go through with it and she was able to get away, she was a victim. He used scare tactics and physically almost assaulted her to scare her and to implement fear in her, and she survived that, and she was sick at the same time and having all these medical mysteries and misdiagnosed and people don't believe, and just she's inspiring. And for her to uplift Chronic the way that she did and not herself just shows her true character and who she is as a person, and the fact that she wants more for her children even though she can't really do it physically. It's something that is out of her control. She can't help when she's having a bad day and can't get out of the bed, but she wants to be more than that for them, and that just shows that she is strong. She's a pillar of strength. She's a survivor. I've called her a princess warrior before, because she is just that. And the same thing with Chronic Life. And somehow, I don't know if this community brought those two together or if they knew each other from before, but somehow their paths crossed and they were able to help one another, understand each other. Because isn't that amazing to meet somebody in your life that's going through what you're going through? If you are an exception, your tragedy is, and people can say they understand, but they don't because they've never been through it. And then to meet somebody that has been through what you've been through, it's just eye-opening. And it's a support system, and we all need that. We all need somebody like that in our life. We all need somebody that can uplift us, but instead we're all tearing each other down. We're all pointing out everybody's imperfections, and everybody has something good about them that we could take note on. Instead of noticing all the bad, it's time to give compliments instead of tearing people down. I had dislocation all my life, but didn't know what it was. Yes, it is domestic violence. We weren't married. It's okay. You don't have to be. Domestic violence can be between brother and sister. It can be between common law. Brandy, it can be between people that aren't married, because when you live together, your common law, or even if you don't live together, it's still considered domestic because you have a child together. That's what makes it domestic. EDS can be so bad as leads to so many other things, as the collagen in your body is so weak. She warms my heart. Yes, it can. It's so horrible, and it's misdiagnosed. Brandy, thank you for sharing. You rock. So thankful for people I've met in this group to finally not feel alone in this big world. I agree. And for you guys to shed light on fibromyalgia, that it's one of those diagnoses that they just throw at you guys when they can't figure out what you have. That is something that we need to learn, that we need to be aware of, because I learned the same thing with IBS. If they can't figure out, like, if you don't have Crohn's or you don't have polyps or you don't have all these things, then they just chalk it up to IBS. And that's what they say for people that went for the gastrointestinal doctor to not know what's going on. And that's what they told me last year whenever I went to get my colonoscopy, is that if they can't figure out what's wrong with you, they're just going to tell you that you have IBS. And so that's a good thing to know with fibromyalgia. When they can't figure out things, they're just going to tell you have fibromyalgia. So don't walk away from that knowing that it's certain, because that has got to be misdiagnosed at times and not diagnosed at times it should be. And so it's just really scary to be able to know that you're putting your life in the hands of strangers. That's got to be hard. So I'm sure these ladies, when they find a good doctor, they cling to them and just pray for the best. I feel so depressed right now. I don't even know what to do with myself. Like I said, I've been in bed all day other than getting a drink or bathroom, back in bed. And that's fine, Jackie. Everybody has those days, and you can't beat yourself up for it too much. You just can't stay there. You can be in bed all day for 24 hours. You can have a mental health day, but you cannot stay in that place any longer than the time that you got in there the next day. You've got to help yourself get up out of the bed. You've got to lift yourself up and do it, because if we are trying to lean on other people sometimes is a big disappointment. And so you have to go look in the mirror, pull yourself out of the bed, go look in the mirror, tell yourself that you're enough, that you're worthy, that the thoughts that you're having are not true. The way that you feel about yourself is not the way that the rest of the world feels about you, but our minds are very, very easily able to manipulate us into thinking these things. And so please do not stay in that place long, sister, and email me if you need me. Okay. Where was I? Oh no, it froze. I'm thankful for all of y'all too. My dad was told his pain was all in his head. Now I know that he has had psoriatic arthritis. He was suicidal for years, and now I know a piece of the puzzle. Thank you for sharing that with us, Peggy. You know, all these people just get left to the wayside because they think that it's something that they've made up in their heads. That's just sad. Oh, I bet he felt alone, and I'm so glad he has you to fight with him side by side. Thank you for telling them that, Brandy. They are, aren't they? You are too, sister. You're one of them too. We all are. We're all on the same level. Yes, I can hear you. Amen. I'm not saying people don't suffer from fibro, but they throw that out just to hush the patient. Yep. You are wonderful, Brandy. My son is double jointed everywhere and he's completely flat footed. He hurts all the time. My knees are double jointed. Bless. I'm sorry, Terry J. Jackie said, don't know what to do with her. She don't have many friends and is going through her own depression since my husband abandoned us. I'm losing everything, even my house. They sent my 30-day foreclosure. But it's not going to be like that forever, honey. It's going to seem like that it's just getting worse, but I promise you it will get better. This is not the end of the rope for you. This is just something that you're going to have to get on the other side of. And I know you will, because you're strong, sister. I bet you've survived a whole hell of a lot worse. 2 of your kids inherited it from UBS. We love you too, Brandy. Having to stay in bed is absolutely the worst. I think that takes more from me than the disease and conditions do. Yes, and everybody's different. A lot. I refuse to stay in the bed more than an hour. That's just, I'm able to get myself together in an hour, but everybody is different. And so I always say, just make sure you don't get past that 24 mark. It's okay to take a whole day for yourself, because life takes a day from you every day. So you're allowed to check out for a day, but just don't do it any longer than that, because things will just get worse. Like Chronic's saying, it's hard to just stay in the bed. Unfortunately, he died when I was younger and I wasn't able to help him. He had no one who understood his problems. I'm sorry, Becky, but I guarantee you he's so happy that you understand now. You know what I mean? We also had Mashbu habitus, so we're very tall and lanky and look very young for our age. Woo! You're not as young as you look. I had an ER doc tell me it looked like I was seeking pain meds. I showed him the golf ball size lump in my armpit and said, "You damn right I'm seeking something for the pain. You think I'm faking this? Good for you." Jackie, good citizen. This is a valley, but another mountain will come along. Hang in there, sister. That's right. And you have this whole community to get you through this. Before, you didn't have us, but you got us now. And we're right here every single day, sister. So just know that this isn't the end for you. You're going to get lifted. You're going to get inspired. You're going to get people just telling you what you need to hear, not what you think that is true. None of that is true that's in your head right now, making you depressed. What is true is that you have the tools to survive this because you've survived so much more than anxiety and depression. So this is just something that is, it shall pass. It came to pass, but not to stay. Just keep telling yourself that. It came to pass, but not to stay. Can only move or sit up for so long. I'm so sorry, Linda. At Jackie, this is horrible. Words can't express how my heart hurts for you. This isn't a normal bad day. It's a life-altering and not regular depression. What do you mean, Miss T? I'm lost. I don't understand. I'm sorry, nurse. Yeah, I knew that. She's been dealing with that since the beginning of my channel, Miss T. And she is very welcome to email me, and she's very welcome to share with us if she wants. I mean, I'll send her the link right now if she needs us to uplift her. But I'm going to get off here and message Miss T and okay. All right. Well, everybody put your email here for Jackie. And this happened a while back for her. And so this must be not just a bad day because this happened when my channel started. Her daughter has been depressed and her husband left her when my channel first started. So we need to all uplift Jackie because she's been in this place for 4 months now. And Misty is very concerned. And so we all need to see what we can do here. But there comes a point in time when a YouTube channel can't help and you have to seek professional help. because none of us are licensed and educated. We can be here for you. We can uplift you. We can tell you we love you and that we're here to support you. But none of us are licensed professionals. None of us are, people that are in a position to where we can help change a chemical imbalance or a long-lasting depression of 4 months. There comes a point in time where you do have to stop and ask for help. We are only we can only do so much, but we are a community that's here for you. And if you want me to create a live so you can talk to everyone and get some advice, I can do that. Or if you want, my email has been there for you. You've emailed me before, Jackie, and talk to me about all of this. So you always have that as an option too. You don't have to put it up here on display for everyone. I can speak to you one-on-one. Other people have given you the email. And so I just want to make that known. And I love all of you. And I have a pop-up shop at 8:30 in 2 hours. So I have 2 hours to help Jackie. And I will talk to you guys later.